Good morning, this is Ann Diener. Donald Trump stole election 2016, so he should have no standing to launch war with China. He stole election 2016 using cross-check, micro-targeting, and debold. And Mike Pence admitted we stole 2016. So as we sit here this morning, Gordon Duff was telling the Oceanside Police Department that he wanted to launch war stole 2016 in China. And that should be criminal. China could expand to intrinsic value rather than be attacked by us. An engineered setup by Mike Flynn and others, probably, operating behind the scenes. And basically, we need to advance our country. We have our gold standard and our money back to deliver and need to make our election convictions. And I deserve for this gag order put on by Duff and Flynn and all of them to be lifted from my home forever. I am my own public person, and I created myself that way a long time ago, long before I was at Veterans Today. I had been working for numerous years in renewable technology. I had also written for many other publications. They were small things, but I've been a public person. He had no right to take my life away. He had no right to do this from my home with the police department, the sheriff's department, and all of these law enforcement agencies. I am not a quote-unquote troublemaker. I provided testimony even to save their homes about the land grab. I basically did not want their homes to be devalued by 40 to 60%, which if these homes do sell, all of these housing developments and rentals, their homes will be devalued by up to 40%. I hasten to say I did find out also that the land grab was lumped in later on with the hand marking. It was not. The land grab originally was going to go on basically based on the drug transactions. And then so I could not testify. As our negative holder, they put in the hand stamping. And I'm against hand stamping. I don't believe in stamping your hand to steal your money at all, or cheating the American voter of their equity that they've worked so hard for because of a stolen election candidate speaking in the media. American citizens have worked for their housing values. They did not expect to be devalued by drug money laundering. And my investigation did prove that. Christopher Wray and all those, including Gordon Duff, who so conveniently had the gag order, laundered drug money for the housing. And that data is repeated. It's not just a one-time thing that they did, one drug transaction. No, it's repeated drug transactions for $500,000 or more that devalued American homeowners. Imagine somebody laundering $500,000 in drug money and methamphetamine. Wouldn't that devalue our economy? As we sit here with COVID. And people need to take COVID seriously. It's not something to be laughed at. It's a very high-tech disease, and it was found out that it is that way. And I've been fastidiously trying to separate our human genomes as our negative holder from their supercomputers and their machines. It was found out that Gordon Duff used DNA with the supercomputers, and they attached the DNA, they attached genetic traits of humans to supercomputers in order to target specific groups to kill them with COVID. And that's how advanced this disease is. And so we need to avoid the supercomputers and avoid that whole arm of computing that is very harmful against humans, because it gives these individuals who are criminals. I mean, think about laundering $500 million in methamphetamine and doing it solely for your profiteering and working together with Russia to launder your tax money. He was laundering your tax money through Russia. And it was interesting, I liked some quotes this morning, and it was just on Twitter. This guy was talking about how Donald Trump's banking back in 2008, and these were direct quotes from Kushner. And it talked about how he didn't need American banks, how their funds and assets were always linked to Russia. Was it his chance and opportunity to steal our tax money and bring it to Russia? People need to start asking questions and stop limiting people from speaking directly to the media who have all the data. I have the data. I'm ready to testify. It is Sunday now. And we do not need war with China. China needs to continue to improve its thinking towards evolving beyond junk like Huawei. Huawei was known as junk in China. It was basically known as junk. And when it came over here, individuals such as Gordon Duff, who ran basically a second-rate publication known before as a Russian front to all the media, and he was taken advantage of as some sort of wonderful advanced person, all because he had some very nasty contacts that are dead now. And those are aliens. That was true. And the only way we can get beyond the supercomputing that was from harmful extraterrestrials is actually to look at what they did with each and every thing that they've done with these harmful supercomputers. And I can't even bring up one thing that I found out this morning, but we need to separate from even that for those who know. And then once we do, we're free. We are free of supercomputing. We are free to base our society and our economies on reality. And the reality is our gold-only economy with money printing. And that's what's been going on internationally and here. And now we need to evolve our science and evolve our advanced technology, even our potential for computing. It needs to be evolved to intrinsic value, not junk like Huawei. Apple was a solid phone and computer manufacturer, and they did not depend on CRM-based formulas. And so when we look at China, why couldn't Chinese scientists probe more deeply and actually work harder on natural sciences and natural-based computing? To limit that is limiting China's ability to participate in our market, because we would buy them. We need to export products like Apple and tell China, no thanks, we don't want your junk here. We've already had our experience with enough junk bond salesmen and enough junk salesmen here in the United States of America. Gordon Duff trafficked unlicensed communist Chinese technology here. It was found in North Carolina. It's found throughout here as part of the Nixon hardware. It is also found downtown in the Intercontinental Hotel, as well as many of the buildings. He did the harmful building installs to hurt American citizens and to likely even blackmail them. And this was all connected. I mean, Mike Flynn can now distance himself from Duff, I guess, but in reality, they were connected. In reality, were they seeking to harm both America and China? Definitely this morning. Have a good day. And I have a right to speak to the media. I want the best for our armed forces. We are never to appear weak to China, but we are never to squander their bodies for a stole-it candidate.